The Blacklist is an American crime drama television series that premiered on NBC on September 23, 2013. Raymond "Red" Reddington, a former United States Navy officer turned high-profile criminal, voluntarily surrenders to the FBI after eluding capture for decades. He tells the FBI that he has a list of the most dangerous criminals in the world that he has compiled over the years and is willing to guide their operations in exchange for immunity from prosecution. However, he insists on working exclusively with a rookie FBI profiler by the name of Elizabeth Keene. The show also stars Diego Klassenhoff, Ryan Eggold and Harry Lennox. The pilot episode was written by John Bokenkamp and directed by Joe Carnahan. Executive producers for the series include Bokenkamp, John Eisendrath, and John Davis for Sony Pictures Television, Universal Television, and Davis Entertainment. On October 4, 2013, NBC ordered 9 more episodes, filling out the series' first season. On December 3, 2013, NBC renewed the show for a 22-episode second season. On May 11, 2014, owing to the show's breakout success, NBC aired an episode in the coveted post-Super Bowl time slot in 2015. The show has received critical acclaim, with many critics praising Spader's performance in particular. On February 5, 2015, NBC renewed the series for a third season which premiered on October 1, 2015. On December 7, 2015, NBC renewed the series for a fourth season. Premise: Raymond "Red" Reddington, a former U.S. Naval Intelligence officer who had disappeared 20 years earlier to become one of the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives, surrenders himself to FBI Assistant Director Harold Cooper at the J. Edgar Hoover Building in Washington, D.C. Taken to an FBI black site, Reddington claims he wishes to help the FBI track down and apprehend the criminals and terrorists he spent the last 20 years associating with, individuals that are so dangerous and devious that the United States government is unaware of their very existence. He offers Cooper his knowledge and assistance on 2 conditions: immunity from prosecution, and that he work exclusively with Elizabeth Keene, a rookie profiler newly assigned to Cooper. Keene and Cooper are suspicious of Reddington's interest in her, but he will only say that she is very special. After Cooper tests Reddington's offer in locating and killing a terrorist in the first episode, Reddington reveals that this man was only the first on his blacklist of global criminals, which he has compiled over his criminal career, and states that he and the FBI have a mutual interest in eliminating them. As the series progresses, the mysteries of Reddington's and Liz's lives, and his interest in her, are revealed slowly as we keep progressing through the episodes one after another. Each episode features one of the global criminals, with Raymond helping the team with the necessary information to track and nab him down. The rank of the featured criminal is displayed at the start of every episode. Cast and characters. Main characters. Recurring characters. Season 1: Charles Baker as Gray, Reddington's mysterious aide and bodyguard. Deborah S. Craig as Luli Zhang, one of Reddington's bodyguards and his money manager. Jane Alexander as Diane Fowler, head of Criminal Division of the Department of Justice. Graham Malcolm as the man with the apple, a man who was spying on the Keene household. Rachel Brosnahan as Jolene Parker, Lucy Brooks, a woman who makes her way into the Keene's life. Lance Reddick as Cowboy, a bounty hunter hired by Red to find Jolene. Emily Tremaine as Audrey Bidwell, wrestler's former fiancée. Susan Blamart as Mr. Kaplan, Reddington's personal cleaner. Alan Alda as Alan Fitch, Assistant Director of National Intelligence. Peter Stormare as Milos Berlin Kirchhoff, a former member of the KGB. Season 2: Alan Alda as Alan Fitch, Assistant Director of National Intelligence. Susan Blamart as Mr. Kaplan, Reddington's personal cleaner. Peter Stormare as Milos Berlin Kirchhoff, a former member of the KGB. Mary Louise Parker as Naomi Highland, Carla Reddington, Reddington's ex-wife. Paul Rubens as Mr. Vargas, Reddington's double agent. Hal O'Doan as Ezra, a bodyguard assigned to Elizabeth by Reddington. Clark Middleton as Glenn Carter, a DMV employee occasionally employed by Reddington to retrieve information. Scotty Thompson as Zoe D'Antonio, Berlin's daughter. Teddy Coluca as Brimley. Ron Perlman as Luther Braxton, a high-profile international thief. Janelle Maloney as Kat Goodson, the director's assistant and liaison between the NCS and the FBI. Reed Birney as Tom Connolly, a good friend of Director Cooper and prominent member of the U.S. Attorney's Office. Michael Kostroff as Martin Wilcox, the detective investigating Eugene Amey's death. Dante Nero as Samuel Alecco. David Strathairn as the director, the mysterious head of the U.S. National Clandestine Service. Adrienne Lennox as Deputy Attorney General Revan Wright. Ralph Brown as Roger Hobbs. James A. Stevens as Kenneth Jasper. Ned Van Zant as Leonard Call. Michael Massey as Kara Kurt. Season 3 Edie Gathegi as Matthias Solomon, a Cabal operative sent to hunt down Reddington. Adrienne Lennox as Deputy Attorney General Revan Wright. Paul Rubens as Mr. Vargas, Reddington's double agent. Clark Middleton as Glenn Carter, a DMV employee occasionally employed by Reddington. David Strathairn as Peter Kotsiopoulos, the director of the U.S. National Clandestine Service. Susan Blamart as Mr. Kaplan, Reddington's personal cleaner. Christine Latty as Laurel Hitchen, chairman of the commission tasked with investigating the OREA bombing. Fisher Stevens as Marvin Gerard, Reddington's lawyer. Ned Van Zant as Leonard Call, an operative of Reddington's and an expert on computer security. Peter Vack as Asher Sutton, socialite whom Tom Keene exploits to track Kara Kurt. Connor Leslie as Gwen Hollander, Asher Sutton's girlfriend. Episodes. Production and development. Conception. After showing a screening of the pilot at Comic-Con, producers revealed that their inspiration for the Blacklist came from the capture of Whitey Bulger. Recalling the experience in an interview with Collider.com, executive producer John Eisendrath stated, NBC bought the rights to the Blacklist from Sony Pictures Television in August 2012 and green-lighted the show in January 2013. During an NBC upfront presentation in May 2013, it was announced that The Blacklist was NBC's highest testing drama in 10 years. Casting. Eisendrath said the casting process was difficult. In February 2013, NBC offered Kiefer Sutherland the lead role of Raymond Reddington. After considering other actors for the role, Eisendrath and Bokenkamp called James Spader to see if he would be interested in it. Feeling confident in Spader's understanding of the character, they cast him 3 days before filming began. Megan Boone took a week to prepare for her audition as FBI profiler Elizabeth Keene, feeling like her initial audition was one of the better auditions of her career. Boone later got called back for multiple auditions. In March 2013, Deadline.com reported that Boone accepted the role as the female lead in the series. Filming locations and technique. Despite being set in Washington, D.C., the series is mainly filmed in the same Manhattan studio where Law & Order was filmed for 20 years. Producer Richard Hughes said they chose to film specific Washington, D.C. locations for the series because they were iconic American locations. These locations included the Lincoln Memorial, the Washington Monument, and the National Mall. The series is filmed in 4K using Sony PMW f55 cameras that are adapted to use Panavision lenses. It is edited using Avid Media Composer, which editor Christopher Brookshire says keeps the show's very distinctive look and pace. An average of 3 cameras are used at one time, but up to 6 cameras are rolling at one given time. Reception. Critical response. The first season of The Blacklist received strong reviews from television critics. On Rotten Tomatoes, the show has a rating of 82%, based on 45 reviews, with an average rating of 7/10. The site's consensus reads, James Spader is riveting as a criminal-turned-informant, and his presence goes a long way toward making this twisty but occasionally implausible crime procedural compelling. On Metacritic, the series has a score of 74 out of 100, based on 31 critics, indicating generally favorable reviews. David Wiegand of the San Francisco Chronicle said about the pilot, "You think you know this situation and how it will turn out. But there are surprising, yet entirely credible, twists throughout Monday's episode." Robert Bianco of USA Today said, "The Blacklist is a solid weekly crime show built around a genuine TV star. That's the kind of series the networks have to be able to pull off to survive. And with Spader in command, odds are NBC will." Tim Goodman of The Hollywood Reporter praised both Spader's performance and the procedural elements of the show, writing, "There's an overarching element to the premise as well that makes it intriguing without making it overly complicated." Ratings accolades. Broadcast. The series is broadcast simultaneously on Global in Canada. In New Zealand, the show premiered on TV3 on February 2, 2014. The second season premiered on September 23. In the United Kingdom and Ireland, the show premiered on Sky Living on October 4, 2013. The second season premiered on October 3, 2014. Netflix has streaming rights to the first and second seasons in the United States, Australia and Latin America. In Asia, The Blacklist airs on AXN Asia within 12 hours of the U.S. broadcast. The third season of The Blacklist premiered on October 2, 2015 at 9:45 p.m. SIN, 10 p.m. MAL, HKG in India and Pakistan. The Blacklist airs on Star World Premiere HD within 12 hours of the U.S. broadcast. The third season of The Blacklist premiered on October 2, 2015 at 10 p.m. Comics. Titan Books will start releasing an official comic book based on the series, being written by Nicole Phillips and drawn by Benny LaBelle. The series crew is working in the project too. Editor David Leitch tells THR that the comic is a true extension of the television series, giving new dimensions of the characters that have captured the audiences worldwide. The series will open with a 6-issue story arc, which will be a journey deep into the dark world of international espionage, conspiracies and intrigue on a global scale. Issue number 1 was launched July 22, 2015 in both comic book and digital stores.